All right, folks, back in the Jared the Bossman show, and we're glad to be joined by special guests from the Virginia Catamounts, their head coach John Becker here on the Bossman show. Coach Becker, how's things up there in Vermont today, man?
Everything's good, man. Really good.
I hear that, Coach. And Coach, congrats on starting America East play 7-0 right now, Coach, and you're right a 10-game winning streak right now. So, Coach, what's been the key factors for you and your team as we all been on this 10-game winning streak here that you've been got going right at the moment right now?
We've overcome three big injuries. One to our best player, Anthony Lamb, our leading scorer and rebounder, right around Christmas time, and we've been able to get off to a good start in league here, undefeated, and a big part of that's just we have five seniors that play, and have won a lot of games, and they've done a great job of leading us, and we're doing a pretty good job on both sides of the ball, and getting contributions from different guys each and every night, and really playing like a team, as a team. And I think our senior leadership's been a big part of it.
And having a senior leadership coach has to help you get for practice plans, keeping guys in check. I look in the head because you have a tough game being Binghamton coming up here tomorrow night, and you got set the record about we can be being struggling right now, but have your seniors leadership, but say, hey, no, we take every game, no take them for granted, one day at a time. We play them like anybody else. So does that help knowing to have those guys say, hey, no, we can't take nobody for granted, no matter how their record looks at. They can be us any given night, but we got to stay focused on what we have to do each night and play our game to win these games here.
Yeah, that's exactly what we've been doing, and went undefeated in league last year and undefeated this year, and it's really a big credit to the guys that just take it one game at a time, one day at a time, and don't get too high or too low. And that's exactly how we've done it. Just kind of stay focused on the next opponent, and that's Binghamton for us. And I expect our guys to go out and execute the game plan and continue to play well.
Both John Becker here on the Bossman show. And Coach, you played a non-conference schedule this year with some high major competition. You played some guys tough, high major wise, tough mid majors as well. So when the American East played, Coach, did that non-conference schedule, playing those tough teams, help you as you get the American East, help you be tough and hard, and also having your older guys, of course, but it's playing those games for your young guys who are not used to it, getting them to run a little bit here and there, so they can know what it feels like to play college basketball and what it takes to play up a high major team or a high mid-major team as well.
Yeah, no, I think that's been a big part of it. Like you said, we played a really competitive non-conference schedule, opening at Kentucky where we it was one possession game, and just playing a lot of road games, a lot of good teams, and both mid-majors and high major teams, and I think that's certainly helped us as we moved into league, and we've been through it. We know exactly what we are and what we need to get better at, and I think playing a competitive non-conference schedule really exposes you for what you are and aren't, and I think we did that this year, and we figured some things out, and then now playing our best basketball.
Now, Coach, you are a good team. You're a good team in mid-major. You're a great team. So, Coach, how hard is it to get those high majors to play you guys, knowing how good you are, and how that name you are? How hard is it to get games? We're trying to schedule non-conference games, but not guys don't want to cut. They don't want to go to Vermont and play you. They want you to come to them on the side games. So, how tough is it scheduling-wise for you guys, man?
Yeah, it is. It's pretty difficult. It's hard to get games, like you said. A lot of high majors didn't want to play us, and so we had 15 non-conference games, and it was hard to find 15 teams to play, and so we basically play anyone, anywhere. Fly most of our games on the road because we couldn't get anyone to come up to our place. So. So it is what it is. I guess it's a good thing in most ways, but it's certainly first 2 months of the year, a lot of traveling and a lot of tough games. So in that sense, it can be a little bit of a grind.
And Coach, looking at your roster, Coach, you mentioned you had a lot of senior leadership, Coach, as well. But you have some good young guys coming up the ranks too. That you have a lot of freshmen, sophomores on your roster coming behind these seniors. So, Coach, how happy are you with your young, loyal classmen, your young guys, and their progression, and how you feel they'll be for you going forward for these seniors, leads up this season?
Yeah, no, I think we do have some good young talent. It hasn't been able to play as much this year because of our difficult non-conference schedule, but also because our seniors are really good. So they played a majority of the minutes. So, but yeah, I like the young guys. We got 3 guys signed for next year already, and I think we'll be different, and we're certainly going to miss our seniors. But exciting, talented young group of catamounts that will get a bigger opportunity next year, and I'm excited to see what they can do, in the next few years.
And Coach, do you kind of recruit the East Coast area for is getting guys from Vermont, or you do like a national search for kids that's all over the nation?
Yeah, we've actually started to recruit nationally. Good portion of our guys are from the Midwest. We got 4 guys from Indiana, 3 kids from Canada. It used to be the East Coast, used to be the prep schools up in New England where we'd get a lot of our kids, but we've gone out to the Midwest and gotten a bunch of kids, and really now when we call kids all over the country, they know who Vermont is, and we're able to kind of expand our recruiting base.
Yes, indeed, folks. We have John Becker in the Bossman Show, the Vermont Catamounts here with me on the Bossman Show. Now, Coach, looking at your team stats, Coach, I'm loving what I'm seeing. You got balance scoring across the board, 4 guys in double figures, and you got 9 athletes with at least 2 rebounds per game, Coach. Now, there's just some of you guys emphasized this year in preseason practices. It was defense, rebounding, and balance scoring, and balance attacking and sharing the basketball.
Yeah, that's how we've always played. Yeah, I mean, demand defensive rebounding, and then offensively we just share the ball, and guys that have a great shot take it, and we don't really just throw it to one guy who shoots 25 times a game. We share it, and I think it helps guys play defense better too, and everybody gets shots. So it's worked out well for us.
Yeah, Coach. Like I said, a lot of young guys don't realize is that the ball's energy. If you have set pound the ball for 25 seconds, your team is just looking like, come on, dude. It's gonna be a jacked up shot. They lose confidence in themselves. They don't want to defend because you just got the guy trying to dribble. It's good to have a team where you can share the ball. You know that you on any given night you might be to get the hot guy. I feel like the Warriors, Golden State plays the best to me for sharing the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That example right there, how those guys play together, play chemistry. Everybody gets to touch the ball. It's not just one guy dribbling all day. So that makes them play hard defensively. They don't even get the ball all offense. Coach, we both know this from playing sports ourselves that coaching it. That if you make shots, you'll defend harder. If you see the ball go to the basket, you'll play harder already. Yeah. It shouldn't be that way. But we know human nature is if I'm making shots, I'll defend on that end of the floor. If I'm getting the ball, man, I'm making shots.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's what we. That's why we kind of do it that way, and I think when guys touch the ball and make a few shots, they just play harder on defense, and that's the goal.
And Coach, a lot of listeners down here might not be familiar with the American East Conference like I am. I watch your guys' games. I kind of keep up with them. So, Coach, let's talk about the quality teams in the league and the quality coaching that you guys have in the American East Conference. For people who may not heard the conference like nobody, like how I do, guys like myself who are college basketball heads who know about your conference.
Yeah, there's a lot of good coaches in our league. Steve Peichel, who's the coach at Rutgers now, has left the conference 2 years ago. He's at Stony Brook. Pat Chambers was in our league. He's now at Penn State, and but there's a lot of good coaches. Will Brown's one of the better coaches you'll find in the country. He's been at Albany for a long time, and Ryan Odom at UMBC has done a good job, and Jeff Bowles at Stony Brook has done a really good job, and so there's a lot of good coaches and really competitive basketball.
Well, Coach Becker, it's a pleasure having the show. I hope to hear from you again in March. I hope you guys win the American East Conference. I hope you all do have again before you all get on that plan to go play in the tournament, man. So glad to see you in this rest of the season and in March. Hopefully, Coach, hope you with your whole team can scare a good high major seed and take them down, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, if we get into it, we'll definitely talk.
Yes, indeed. It's John Becker in the Bossman Show, people.
all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Album is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
All right, folks, we're back in the JR the Boss Man show, and we have a special guest for you from Toledo Rockets. We got Todd Kowalczyk here on the Boss Man show. Coach Kowalczyk, how are things in Toledo today, man?
Been doing fine. It was a little rough night last night, but overall it's been a really good year for our team.
Yes, indeed, Coach. You know you guys are you've going to 7 games of conference play so far, Coach, and you know you're playing well, leading in the MAC West. And so, Coach, what's been the key factors for you and your team this season to get you off this hot starting conference play so far, aside from last night's tough game against Ball State?
I think 3 things really. We got a really together group. I mean, this is they're fun to be around, but the chemistry is as good as I've seen. Secondly, we've been active defensively. We've disrupted some people. We've been playing together defensively, and I think the third thing, we're a really skilled team, but we've taken really good shots. That's why our offensive numbers have been really good this year. We're taking good shots. We're taking care of the ball. And that's really been our formula. Those things, having a together team and being active defensively and taking great shots.
Now, Coach, I want to tell you, Coach Kowalczyk, I really enjoy watching your videos on YouTube of your clean shit that you run. I mean, it's really helping me out a lot. I took some things from you from watching your videos. I'm gonna use them for my youth league team here coming up. So I want to tell you, Coach, you do a great job. I need to do a better job of my practice plan. I test what I learned from you, Coach. You have a better job having a practice plan because right now my plan is whatever I feel like doing when I wake up each day. It's not a consistent plan right now.
Oh, Jay, that's nice of you to say. I think part of coaching is giving back and making sure that we share information. So I'm happy to give any information about our program or about this great profession.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, speaking of your non-conference schedule, Coach, I see where you guys played a lot of nice teams, a tough competition, Coach, and I feel like that helped spur you all to your starting conference play, Coach. Do you agree with that assessment? I feel like that really helped harden your guys and get them to play well. Like you said, the 3 things you wanted to be, you've been doing. I feel like that helped you all get to that point you are right now, Coach.
Yeah, I think sometimes non-conference scheduling is a skill and an art, and maybe we overscheduled the last couple of years a little bit too much. When you play at Kansas, at Syracuse, you play teams like Oakland and Wright State and St. Joe's and Penn. We had a very difficult non-conference schedule, but I do think our guys learned about themselves a little bit and understand that every possession really matters. And we were in some close games and. For the most part, had some success and also had some stumbling blocks too. But I think you're probably right. It probably did help us, to go on a 7-game win streak during league play.
And, Coach, also looking at your roster, Coach, you have a great mix of old and young guys on the team that you can help achieve. You having class balance throughout and keep that financial program growing and turn over without just being too young at one time or being too old, having to go out and get grad transfers to fill in the gaps here. So this is what you kind of went for when you was out going out recruiting this past seasons, to just kind of make sure you have class balance throughout the program so the program doesn't get too high or too low with old or young one way or another.
Well, I do think that having the correct balance is really important. Right now we only have one senior. He's obviously one of the better players in our league, and that's Trayshawn Fletcher. But we have a very solid junior class, and our sophomore class that we're excited about. We got Willie Jackson, Luke Kanafke, and Justin Roberts, some 3 guys that are good. And our freshman class has a chance to really help us as well. So I think having a nice balance is important. I think we have that.
And, Coach, I feel like your location helps you, too, because you're in Toledo, Ohio. You're in the heart of the Midwest. A lot of great talent in that area. You driving distance from a lot of good cities with great talents. Either way you go, which either direction. So, do you feel like your location of Toledo is in being the MAC, not being in too small mid-major conference, helps you get guys who maybe thought they would go to Ohio State or go to a Big Ten school or even down to Xavier, but they'll come to you guys because, hey, you're still playing Carter competition, you're still in the great state of Ohio, and you still can get seen by us playing good ball in the MAC conference.
Well, our league is really good, and our location is great. And, it's really it's a great destination for transfers as well. We've had some really good success with transfers. We're right, like you said, right in the heart of the Big Ten category. So guys that are in Big Ten that don't play or don't like their roles, we feel like we're a great destination for them. We've had some really good transfers come through here. The latest is Trayshawn Fletcher.
Yes, indeed, and he's definitely lighting up for you, coach. And speak about what he means to your team, coach. His leadership on the court, his talent, his skill. What does he mean to your guys? And are your young guys watching how this guy prepares to play each night and for practice and for games? Just watching him so they can soak up all that knowledge while he's there with you guys. What is this last season here?
Well, to answer your the most important question that you just threw out there, are other guys and young guys watching how he prepares? And the only answer I have is I hope so. I really hope so, because this guy prepares better than maybe any player I've ever been around. He brings positive energy every day. Doesn't have a bad day. Doesn't have a quiet day. Doesn't have a day where he just doesn't feel like it. That's why I'm so proud of him. That's why he's got such a bright future.
Yes, indeed. I like his game, coach. I've seen him a little bit of him through in the past. I think the guy can play the next level, at least overseas somewhere, maybe even a G League guy. I think the guy can definitely play on the next level for sure.
Well, I think he's got a chance to be an NBA player. I really think he's that good. Because that's what the NBA is going to, is versatile guys. He's 6'7", plays numerous positions. And the best part about it is he's got a really good feel. I mean, I don't know if he has any weaknesses. He can score in the post. He can shoot the three. He can really pass it. You know, he defends different positions. I couldn't be happier with him.
And, Coach, looking at your team stats, Coach, I love the fact you got balance going across the board. 4 guys in double figures, along with balance rebounding, 7 guys, at least three boards a game. So, coaches, I have to say, attacking the glass has to be one of the key things you point out every day to your team, of sharing that basketball as well and defending like heck. It's probably the 3 things you're stressing to your team this season to get them to be at the record they are right now and playing as hard as they are for you in conference play.
Oh, we are balanced. There's no question about that. And, you know, we've been a really good, you know, for the most part, a very solid and good rebounding team, defensively especially. And last night we didn't. We gave up 19 offensive rebounds, and that's why we lost to Ball State. We didn't compete on the glass, and it cost us the game.
And, Coach, looking ahead this weekend, you play Akron, another team, the Akron Zips down there. So, Coach, what would be the thing you emphasize to your team in practice the rest of this week for is getting them ready to play Akron this weekend and kind of get their minds back focused in because to get ready on this last stretch for February and then down to that match tournament there?
Well, the most important thing is we're going to do a better job in rebounding. We're going to correct that in practice on Friday. We're off today, and we're off on Thursday, so we need to, you know, correct some things with the rebounding and then just get back to doing what we do best, and that's sharing the ball and taking better shots offensively.
And final one for you, Coach, because I know down here in Atlanta and ACC country, a lot of guys, people don't get to watch the MAC conference because I'm a basketball junkie, Coach, so I watch any basketball I can. I watch it all the time. So you speak about the quality teams and the quality coaching in the conference that people may not know about down here in the ATL area or down here in the South who only see ACC and ACC games on their TV screens.
Well, you know, you're talking to the wrong guys. So I'm very biased. And I would argue with anybody, the Mid-American Conference is the best mid-major conference in the country. You know, unfortunately, you know, mid-majors are one-bid leagues, and that's the reality of the world we live in right now. But, you know, I think we got some really good teams, some really good coaches, you know, and programs that are always competitive. And I think Toledo's right there with anybody in our league. We're always, you know, just competitive, and hopefully we just continue to get better.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach Kowalski, it's been great to have you on the show. I'll be definitely cheering for you guys going forward this season. As I love your videos, Coach. Look forward to watching more of them if I get some more time here. But I tell you, man, Coach, I'm definitely happy to get you on the show. Hope to have you on again down the road, Coach.
Hey, keep in touch, Jared. All the best to you, and go Rockets.
All right, folks. This is Todd Kowalski on the Bossman Show, people.
All your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, Blueberry Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Album is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
All right, folks, we're back in the JR the Bossman show. We're joined by the head coach of the Dunk City, Florida Gulf Coast Eagles, Joe Dooley on the Bossman show. Coach Dooley, how things down there in Fort Myers, man?
We're doing pretty well. We're trying to warm up a little bit. It's cold down here for us. It's in the 70s, so you would think it's a winter storm down here.
Coach, I would beg for that. 57 degrees today, man. I would love to have 7-degree weather here in the ATL, man.
Well, people down here, if it gets a little bit under 70, you would think we're in Buffalo or Canada or something like that. They start bundling up down here.
I can imagine, Coach. You know, like I said, I'm an Orlando native, so I can definitely relate to that, Coach. When it gets below a certain threshold, we don't do that very well.
No, it's we've been keeping busy, and obviously like everybody else this time of the year, everybody's in the midst of conference play, so it's a busy time of the year.
Now, Coach, what has been the key for you in just evaluating your team to this 10-0 winning streak you're on right now, 8-0 in conference play in the A-Sun? So what's really been the key factors for you so far and your staff for the team really playing so well this last stretch here?
Well, we were in a little bit of a funk early in the year. We didn't have an identity, and our program, we've been a defensive identity team for a while, and we did not have a defensive identity. We were running around trying to outscore people, and that's not us. Our defense has gotten a lot better. I do think that the tough non-conference schedule helped us. I think our guys realized, we played, I think it's 4 top 30 RPI teams in the preseason, and I think our guys realized that, if your defense travels, and that's gotten a lot better. I think we've got a little bit of continuity. We've also had a weird deal. We've had a bunch of guys hurt and in and out of the lineup with injuries, so we're starting to get a little bit of a continuity. We have not played one game with our entire roster yet this year. So we're trying, we've been sort of adjusting on the fly, which is good and bad at times.
Now, Coach, do you expect to have your whole roster before March comes around, or is it kind of be one of them things where you're always going to have somebody out here?
We're hoping to get everybody back. We won't have at least one guy back for Saturday. He's still in a concussion protocol deal, but we're hoping by early next week we'll have everybody back and full throttle for practice and for games, which would be nice.
Yes, indeed, folks. Joe Dooley here on the Bossman Show. Now, Coach Dooley, you talked about non-conference schedule, how tough it was, and hardening up your guys. So what you want to accomplish each preseason non-conference is to get your guys tough for A-Sun play. So when you come back to your level, they've already experienced a higher level, and they're already playing a level above the A-Sun where it typically is. So you can just pretty much give teams your best, and if they can't match your best, you can probably end up winning the game if you play in the right way, as you want the guy to play deep, defend, share the ball, and score properly.
Well, I think it does. I think it does prepare you for conference play. We played Wichita State. We played Rhode Island, who I think was RPI the last couple of days. And Wichita State obviously is a top 25 team. We played a really good Middle Tennessee State team, and Texas Arlington was. I think it helps prepare. I do think that one thing you do have to worry about is overtaxing your guys. I think that there's also a fine line between wearing your guys out too, playing so many games and so many tough games. I think the BCS schools in a lot of regards have a big advantage. I mean, a lot of those guys are really only playing like 3 or 4 real out of conference games, and the rest of them are sort of tune-ups. But with our guys, I think it's helped us the last couple of years. I think it gives us a little bit of an idea of who we are and what we need to get better at. And if you don't play well in those games, you'll get exposed.
And, Coach, I had on Kermit Davis before they played you all in a non-conference. He talked about how it's tough for guys like you and him to schedule games, so you have to play each other. So if you could kind of expound on that, Coach, what he talked about with me, but how when you're a good team, you have a good name, the high majors don't want to play you, even in a situation where it's a money game, they don't want to play you.
Yeah, I mean, we ended up playing Illinois State this year because Dan was in the same thing. I guess you probably saw his deal at Illinois State. He tweeted about what people played, and he ended up getting a home game or a game with Ole Miss. And we played Middle Tennessee home and home in the same year because we couldn't. Kermit and I, we both needed games, and he didn't want to start on the road, neither did I. So we ended up playing, in Murfreesboro and here, and. Rhode Island was the start of a series. We played at Rhode Island this year. We skip a year, and then Rhode Island returns the game. For us to get games like that, it's great for our fan base. It's great for our program. And we played Texas Arlington, was in the same boat. In the past we've played. We played Santa Barbara home and home in the same year. We've done things like that, and it's hard for scheduling, but that's all part of it.
Got that right. That's what Joe Dooley here on the Bossman Show, people. Now, Coach Dooley, looking at your roster, I love the good mix of underclassmen, low-classmen that you have, Coach. I think you have a roster that's sustainable for years. Is that how you see it as well? But as you prepare for March Madness, getting everybody back cohesive, getting everybody jailed, could that help knowing that you got some of these guys experience early who probably wouldn't have played otherwise, and also just seeing for the future these guys can get some taste of how it is to be like a college basketball player, so down the road when guys leave, they can step in and keep the same program, same ways you have established going, and keep you all winning ways going, Coach?
Well, I think one of the big things we've done is we've constructed our roster where there's not a class of 6 or 7. I think
we've got 3 seniors this year. We've got 2 players sitting out. We've got Hanif Cheatham sitting out from Marquette and Troy Baxter sitting out from UNLV, and you've got a lot of guys back. We signed 3 players early, and I think, we've been fortunate in able to get some of the younger guys minutes. Rayshawn Scott, when he hasn't been hurt, as a sophomore, he's getting a lot of minutes, and Christian Carlisle is playing 20 minutes a game as a sophomore. Big Brian Thomas from up your way is really, since he's been back from being injured, has really made huge strides and is playing a lot of minutes for a freshman. He's playing 15, 17 minutes a game for us, and he's made great strides. He missed a bunch of time with a broken hand, and now that he's figuring it out, he's really made a big impact on our program. So it's good to get those younger guys minutes. We've also got a good mix of, our backcourt is battle tested. Those guys have played in a lot of games, and we've got a pretty deep front line for our level.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, like you said, at your level, it's good to have balance, because sometimes some schools is just to stay old, and then if you don't get the old guys, they go young and screwed. So at least with you have a balance of it. You have a plan for it, because some guys prefer to be old and just stay old, but at least you're going to build your program, build a foundation that can last for years, not just a year or 2 here and there, and then then you're done again back in the Sicily trying to save your job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, there's no doubt. I think we've. We're at 17 wins, and it's reached some of the things, and I think the battle class balance, enables you to keep it going. The younger guys, sometimes they don't get as many minutes as they want, early, but if you hold out and you get better and stronger, and or through the program, I think it allows those younger guys, by the time they're sophomores, they'll play their way into starting roles and bigger roles, and that's all part of it.
Yes, indeed. And, Coach, looking at your team stats, Coach, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Balance scoring across the board. 3 guys double figures. 6 guys averaging at least 5 points a game, which speaks to the fact that you play guys due to injuries. And along with balance rebounding, you got 5 guys pretty much with 5 per game. So, Coach, I know you probably preach that in practice. Share the ball, attack the glass, defensively rebound, and also play it tough and play hard every night. Still there, Coach?
Out when they're not doing what they're supposed to. And the bench is a great motivator.
You got that right, Coach. I'm going to tell you some coaches. I told a player who plays at a school here in Atlanta, I said, look here, you have to make Coach play you. The coaches can't help you play. You have to make them play. You have to do stuff in practice. That's your dedication. Come in early, stay late, ask them, watch film with them. You have to show that you want to play. You have to make a coach play you and trust you. They don't trust you. They don't see you working. They ain't going to play you. Simple as that.
There's no doubt, and I think that, I think the other thing is when you have some older guys like we have in our program, they've tried to explain to the younger guys what's expected. And, you put in a good day's work, and you try to get better, and you work on your skills and work on being a good teammate, and that, it sort of all evolves. And I think that's what having a program is, like you talked about before, having guys that are teaching the younger guys and taking pride that you want to keep winning and having pride in your program.
You got there right now, Coach. You have a big game this weekend against Jacksonville. So talk to me, Coach. What you seeing from them on film that you're going to expect to see from Jacksonville this weekend? And what are you emphasizing with your team as you get ready to play those guys here this weekend?
Well, one thing they've done is they've been very good defensively. They're tough. They are aggressive. They do a great job. They're a very good downhill driving team. They score a lot of points in the paint. We're expecting those guys, like they usually do, to take, put their head down and try to take us off the dribble and be aggressive defensively, switching a lot of things and trying to really pressure us.
I hear that now, Coach. For those, like I said, we have Kennesaw State here in our backyard. Coach Karen talked about a little bit as well. But a lot of people don't hear about the A-Sun. And so, Coach, could you just tell our listeners out here, because I got listeners outside of Atlanta, I got stuff in Florida, I got Tennessee, I got Arkansas, I listen outside of down the line here. Could you explain about the A-Sun and the quality basketball is in the conference, and about the quality coaching in the conference as well, that a lot of people don't get to see it because they're not going to have a nice TV deal like a lot of other conferences do?
Well, I think we've got a really solid league. I think, you've got terrific coaches. Al Skinner at Kennesaw has won a ton of games and, has been National Coach of the Year and numerous NCAA tournaments. I think that, Lipscomb, Casey Alexander, the coach down there, does a very good job and worked for Rick Byrd at Belmont for a number of years and played at Belmont, and I think he's got his program. RPI is still in the low 80s right now, and they've had a little bit of a, they hit a little bit of a rough patch, but now bounced back and won several straight. And their RPI is terrific. And I think you've got a lot of good young players. Jacksonville has a lot of good young players. North Florida has a lot of good young players. I think one of the things that we need to do as a league and to get our league better is play a little bit better in non-conference. And it's tough for some of our teams to schedule, and some of our teams do have to play several guarantee games. And I think that makes it a little rough, but I do think that we've got good quality, you've got good coaching, you've got some good young players in the league.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, I definitely love watching A-Sun basketball. Love seeing you guys. I had on Casey Alexander before as well. He's always a good guy to talk to as well. All your A-Sun guys are good interviews. Love to talk to A-Sun basketball with you guys because you all have a good brand of ball that I like. So, Coach Dooley, I hope you wish you all the best against Jacksonville this weekend. Hope to talk to you again in March, man, when you're going to the NCAA tournament, man.
We hope so. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of the day.
All right, folks. Don't do this on the Bossman Show, people.
For all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Fantasy football season is fast approaching, and if you're looking for an edge this season, you need to contact the guys at Draft Day Consultants. The concept is a simple one. Draft Day Consultants takes your requests and connects you with one of their trusted analysts, who then guide you through your draft. Whether you just need a sounding board on decisions, or if you need them to conduct your entire draft, Draft Day Consultants has you covered. Every one of their consultants has a proven track record of success, and have conducted hundreds, even thousands of mock drafts. Thanks to this year-round research and analysis, the guys at DDC have an unmatched understanding of player values. So gain an edge on your league mates this season by hitting up draftdayconsultants.com. That's www.draftdayconsultants.com. Now get after it, fantasy footballers.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Album is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.
Showing Sandman and Gundy out there with Andre Drummond, man. So, initial thoughts when you saw this trade come down this week?
I was surprised only because, look, the owner, Steve Ballmer of the Clippers, could have blown it up this summer. I mean, J.J. Redick sprinted out the door. Chris Paul forced his way out of town. And Blake Griffin was a free agent, right? So you're like, well, if you're going to blow it up, let him walk, trade DeAndre Jordan, start to rebuild. But he didn't do that. He not only paid Griffin, which you could say, all right, you pay him and you trade him so you get something for the asset. But they didn't just do that. They weren't talking about that. I mean, they went and got Danilo Gallinari on a ridiculously expensive deal. Well, actually, I've got another guy that if he's healthy is pretty good, but, you know, how many games are you going to get from him a year? And they put together a team that could maybe make the playoffs. And I really thought he was just in that mindset. I can't fold. That's just not who I am. We're not gonna blow it up and rebuild. And it took him all of 6 months, and then boom. You know, I think it's Doc Rivers was in his ear as the GM at the time of that re-signing, and you know, Doc Rivers is a GM, but he was also the coach, man. And the coach is always like, well, how do I win next week? How do I win the next game? How do I win next season? Where Lawrence Frank and Jerry West are the guys calling not calling the shots, but the owner's ear now, and they're saying, yeah, we gotta move on. Like, we're just gonna be stuck in the middle. Let's think big here. Make some moves and rebuild this thing. And so Ballmer came around to that.
And Kurt, you can't forget how the Clippers pawned off of the Hawks the first round, picked the year of Jamal Crawford's contract to sign Gallinari. So now, makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. That more than the Blake Griffin signing, it's the Gallinari one that makes no sense, because what the Clippers are now talking about is, you know, DeAndre's off the book. You know, they'll probably trade DeAndre and Lou Williams before the trade deadline. But if they don't, well then, you know what? They're still going to get rid of him this summer. They're going to retool this thing. Gallinari's going to be the guy on the books in 2 years, and they're going to have to give up another sweetener to get rid of him. That was the signing that really throws a wrench into their plans to, you know, retool this thing. Because Tobias Harris is a nice player. They could do some stuff to bring in some good role players, and then, you know, in 2019 try to go get. There's a lot of big name stars that are going to be free agents that summer that they can try to go after. But the Gallinari thing just throws a wrench in all of it. It just makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, but obviously you can find some sucker because they got rid of Blake Griffin on a pretty much a max deal. Pistons were desperate to have him, so the desperation of the Pistons pretty much contributed to them taking on that bad contract for a guy who's injury prone and getting older. So, is there a team desperate enough to take on the Gallinari contract without a sweetener like Detroit was?
Maybe, you know, you never know what's going to look, what the market will look like in a year or so, and yeah, the Detroit thing is there a more dangerous thing in sports? I mean, not just basketball, but sports in general, than a GM who feels like he might be in danger of losing his job?
Very, very dangerous.
Stan Van Gundy's got about a year left on that deal, and it hasn't quite worked out the way everybody planned. And Tom Gores, when he hired him, was a young owner who was just kind of figuring out the league, and he's a little more savvy now. And I think Stan looked around and said, I got to do something. I got to do something big. And this could put butts in the seats, and they, you know, now I don't know about making the playoffs this season. We'll see. But next year they could be better, especially if Reggie Jackson's healthy. But there's a real ceiling on how good they're going to be just because of the injuries, and then they can't go get anybody else because everybody's getting paid too much.
Yeah, they have a trade exception, I think $7 million, but there's really no impact guys of $7 million they can really get to help to move the edge.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I like they've got Luke Kennard and they've got Torian Prince. I mean, they've got some nice players, but like if you're going to round out that roster, you've either got to be really good at developing players, or you've got to be able to go get just the Sean Livingstons of the world and those kind of players where the smart teams are able to land a couple of these guys who fit what they need. And that's just not going to be. There's some demand for those guys. I mean, you're not going to get them on a veteran minimum contract.
They're right. And I'm trying to figure out, Curtis, is how much time did this boss Van Gundy? Did they give him at least one more year, or are they gonna give him an extension? Or
yeah,
to work out with Blake and Andre, or then be lamed up, going to give him that Band-Aid 1 year extension in the offseason to make it not look so bad. So I was trying to think about that because with a year only deal at the end of this year, you got to do something where players be like, well, he's gone, he's lamed up, he's gone anyway. So you got to figure out that if your time goes.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to say, hey, we're going to give you 1 year and then we'll decide. But that's kind of, by the way, what they've done down in New Orleans, which was, I mean, it was privately like, you guys are going to make the playoffs this year and we're going to be a better team, or there's a house cleaning coming, like top to bottom. And I don't know, they looked like a playoff team, and I don't know how DeMarcus Cousins' injury will play into all of that, but I think there's some of that going on here where he's considering it, but you're right. It's like you might have to give him a 2-year deal, but with a buyout, and I don't know that Van Gundy would go for that.
And then you have this, Curtis, is if you're a star player in free agency coming forward, you're going to question that no trade clause, because if Blake can get traded out to get signed a year max deal, pretty much that means I'm gonna need no trade clause. And you think executives run the league and go for that now, or they'll try to hope and not give it to the player? Because I think that could be a way of, hey, I'm signing if you give it, and try to hold this. If you don't give it to me, I'm going elsewhere with somebody who will. So I think that'd be a good play for leverage now going forward with star players.
There's only a few guys who are ultimately eligible. To get a no-trade clause in the NBA, you have to spend 8 years in the league, 4 years with the same team. So it's a limited pool of guys who are going to, really be able to ask for that and get it. But Blake Griffin was one of those guys, and I think it will for that class of player, for that certain player, because, look, Blake, it was part of the negotiations. Blake could either get a 5th year or he could get the no-trade clause. They kind of put it to him that way. Like, you can have one or you can have the other. He took the money thinking, they're not going to trade me. Or, if they do, it'll be a couple years down the line, and I'll probably want out anyway. He did not see this coming, and honestly, just talking to, it was at the late Clipper game on Tuesday night, and just talking to other players, quietly, I bet if you offered Blake Griffin the chance for the do-over on that, he'd take the no-trade and live with not having that money the last year.
Yeah, I think he would too, because I know he loves LA lifestyle, and moving to Detroit from LA is not the same thing. Whole different lifestyle.
Yeah, he's gonna have to buy some coats.
You got that right.
Yeah, he's gonna have to buy some serious number of coats, man.
You got that right. Now, I've noticed with these Clipper games, Kurt, I did start paying attention. Jerry West is right down there by the sideline now. That tells me he projects, because he's down there taking intel, getting information, seeing how people operate, seeing how people talk to each other, communicate, and kind of just go to the bar and say, I love to see his missus got time for him and his son to go out and get out of Clipper land. We need him more.
Yeah, I think that that's part of why Jerry West likes to be close to the court. It's going to be interesting. I had heard Doc Rivers might have been in trouble last year when they did the house cleaning, but he's owed. Remember, he's making coach and GM money still, like a little over $10 million a year, I heard. So if that's the case, like I know Steve Ballmer's got a lot of money, but he wasn't going to eat all that. So, there was a few years left on the deal, and we'll keep him around to coach. But he could very easily be in trouble as the guy. And by the way, now that said, as a coach this year, considering all the injuries to that team, he's done a great job. He's done a really good job keeping that team kind of focused and getting guys in there and making it work for they're still in the playoff hunt. But I've heard that he's in trouble, and especially if they're going to go young and rebuild and they want to put in a culture to develop young players, that's not who Doc Rivers is.
Now, Kurt, if Doc is let go, he'd be in broadcasting. If you let go, you're good. If Phil say he'll be in coaching.
Yeah. My guess is that he'd do broadcasting for a couple of years, then maybe he gets the itch. But he would be incredibly picky about going back to the right market and to somebody who could offer him a lot of money, and he'd want the power again. So my guess is that he'd spend a couple of years with, NBA TV or ESPN or wherever he ended up going. And he's great on TV. He's really good. But all those guys eventually get the itch. Well, most of them do. It's the flip side of that is, man, you work 3 days a week. You make good money, not great money, but you make still really good money. You work 3 or 4 days a week. You watch some basketball. You go to some games. You get your summers off. You don't have the same stress at all, man. You get to golf a lot more, and that may appeal to Doc a lot.
Yeah, it extends your life a little bit. It gives you a little bit more life on the back. All short stress to your blood pressure, you're screaming all the time. Yeah, I think it's a good idea for Doc.
Yeah, exactly. There are guys who reached a point in his career. I mean, it wasn't really discussed at the end, but like when they were trying to recruit Ray Allen to Cleveland, that last year, and he was kind of resistant. Part of it was like, he just didn't want, it's cold there. I can't golf. I golf every day right now when I'm retired. I don't see my family as much. He'd reached the why do I want to do that point? And I think Doc could be there. I think Doc in a year, I think he loves coaching. I think he enjoys it. But if he could be around the game and but still have a little more free time for himself and still live in, between Orlando and LA, he'd be happy.
Now, following up on our questions, Kurt, for those Cavs fans listen to the show, can you just please let them know, well, the LeBron fans, can you let them know that LeBron will not be going to the Clippers? Because I put out there on this show already, on social media, he's never going to the Clippers. It's the Lakers or else probably more like Houston or some other answer if he even decides to leave Cleveland, which I think he probably will, but it won't be the Clippers at all.
No, definitely not. Look, what's the two things that are going to go into LeBron's decision? Primarily, I mean, family will count and lifestyle and all that, but the two primary factors are, can I win another ring fast? And is it good for my brand? Well, you go to the Clippers next year, what their best pitch would be, hey, if you run this roster and we get Tobias Harris, developed and everything comes together, in a year we can go get another superstar and then we'll be competitive. LeBron doesn't have a year to wait. Plus, and this is the bigger thing, and I think people outside Los Angeles don't always get this, the Clippers are the second team in this market, sports-wise. I mean, basketball-wise, probably fourth or fifth sports-wise. I mean, I don't think they're more popular than USC football, let alone, the Lakers are number one, the Dodgers are number two, the Rams are right there. Then it's probably USC football, UCLA basketball, then the Clippers. They're not that driven in this. You don't drive a lot in this market. There's no way LeBron is going to a second banana franchise like that in a major market. That's not good for his brand.
You got that right, well, Kurt. Thank you for the information, man. You've been great on this show, man. Look forward to doing it again with you down the road, buddy.
All right, absolutely. Take care.
All right, folks. Kurt Hilton, the Bossman Show, ProBasketballTalk.com.
What's that on that beat? Oh.
Hello, college basketball fans. This is Donnie Tyndall, former head basketball coach, and we're getting ready to have a top three with Tyndall, with JR the Bossman and John, myself, as we analyze the college basketball season team by team, break down stats and facts, and give you all the basketball scoop across the country on a weekly basis. We hope you'll join us and look forward to talking hoops with you on the Bossman Show.